friends, so today I'm here to tell you all about Womple Box. The girls and I learned about Argentina this month and we had so much fun. So let's jump right in and I'll show you what we did and all the amazing stuff inside here because we had a blast. So the first thing we did was go through this little Argentina booklet, which also has a map on the side. Now, my daughter spilled coffee all over it and it ripped apart, but luckily we were done using it by the time it ripped apart. So I will show you what I can, but I'm also going to be inserting pictures here to show you it. So this just told us the continent, the population, the national language, the capital city, and the currency, and then the flag. And we have a globe at home, so we also found Argentina on the globe. We have some information here about the Argentine tango that we read, and we had this history information here in independent Argentina about the people of Argentina. So that was really cool. And then we have the map of Argentina here, but this part should go like that, but it was intact when we used it. And down here, I will show you, it says use the compass rose and these clues to place each sticker on the correct X. And so you can see the stickers here and here. And so my daughters, my three youngest who are 4, 8, and 10, they took turns placing the stickers. Now, obviously, I had to read the directions for my 4-year-old, but this was great practice for her with the compass rose too and learning directions. And so that was super fun. They really enjoyed that. And then we read this little pamphlet about the Cueva de las Manos. And then on this side, it has some Patagonian animals. And so my girls love that because they loved animals. And then on the inside here, we used this here to make our own cave painting for the Cave of Hands. So it showed us what we got, and I will show that to you. So we did get 2 pieces of the craft paper. I did use this with 3 little girls, but I just used some brown packing paper that came in one of our like Amazon packages or something for the 3rd daughter, and it was no big deal. So we got 2 of those. We also got the Junior Artist oil pastels, and so those were really awesome. And so we used those. And then we also got this little dice, and then we needed tape from around the house. And so that was it. And then on the back is the game instructions to make our own cave painting. I did have extra dice at home, and so I was able to give each of the girls their own dice, but that was no big deal as well. And so basically, they would roll the dice, and so let's say they got 1, they would draw your hunter. So for 1, they would draw this little guy, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and so forth. Then they would roll again, and depending on what number they got, they would draw the weapon that they would use. Then they would roll again, and they would draw the landscape they were in. They'd roll the 4th time, and they would draw the animal they are hunting. They would roll a 5th time, and they would roll how many they caught. So if they caught, 6 of the pumas, they would have to draw 6 of the pumas. And then for the last roll, number 6, they had to sign their painting with their hand, and so they would figure out which color that was by their roll. The girls absolutely love this, so let me just show you. Here was one cave painting. Of course, you crumple it up so it looks nice and old. There's the hand. So that was very cool. Of course, we also got our postcard, which gives us a hint of next month, and that is, of course, Ethiopia. And we got our little keychain with the dancers here. So that is super cute. Also in the box came this book, the Book of Mystery Argentina. This is a actual book. Okay, and so this was really, really cool. So we did this as a read aloud at bedtime. This was broken up into chapters, and it kind of has a Geronimo Stilton type of feel. This would be totally appropriate for a 3rd grade, like independent reader, maybe even 2nd, but 3rd and up for sure could read this on their own, but we did do this as a bedtime read aloud where I read it aloud to them. So through this story with our little Womple guy taking us on this adventure through Argentina, and he meets all kinds of characters and goes to all kinds of places. And so the first place was the Grand Splendid Bookstore. Now, of course, we were all like, we gotta go there. We all want to go to that bookstore. It just looks amazing. And they learned about the native people and like Charrua and Guarini And then it tells us about Ferdinand Magellan, and it talks about their cowboy clothes and how they differ from United States cowboy clothes. And then we go to the next chapter where we talk about a mystery book. And so then that's what really spurs the adventure, is this mystery book. And so we go to the mausoleums, and we go to the tombs at the La Recoleta Cemetery. We learn about David Aleno. We learn about Iguazu and the story of the serpent and the beautiful Iguazu waterfalls. And then we have these different little bits of information on the side as well. You can see the picture of the currency. Womple, so cute. And then it talks about the dinosaurs. We get into learning about the dinosaurs. There's the Maras there that were also in the little little pamphlet we read at the beginning. But here we've got fossils, and it gives us information about how big they are. And then we got to make a fossilized dino eggs, our very own. This was so awesome. Then after that, we learned about the Cave of Hands, which we had already learned about, and of course made our cave paintings, but this took us to the Cave of Hands. Then we talked about glaciers. Then we had to do this little word unscramble, and this really covered everything that we had learned throughout the book. So it was kind of like a little review. So that was really great too. And then we come to the end of our journey, and we talked about the lighthouse and bonfires in the Tierra del Fuego. Then we talked about the end of the world, and poor little Womple was so confused about the end of the world, but realized it wasn't actually the end of the world. That's just what the place is called. Then we learned about some penguins in Antarctica, and because we were talking about the end of the world. Then we learned even about the food and asado. Oh my goodness, I just can practically smell it coming off that barbecue. And salud! And that was it. The girls loved this book. We just read it over the course of about 4 days or so at bedtime, like I said, and it's really engaging, and it was kind of comical, but it taught us so much about different people and places in Argentina, and really took us on this like little tour through Argentina. But when we were done with that, then we kind of culminated our Argentina study with cooking. Now you see, this is when the coffee incident happened, but it was really cool. So we made the alfajores, and we made this El Submarino drink at the bottom, and my girls just loved it. So they made the alfajores, and then we had our El Submarino to drink. This was so fun. They just absolutely loved making this, and then having the El Submarino hot chocolate. And now, of course, my 4-year-old wants to have it like every night now that she discovered you can just heat up milk and put chocolate pieces into it. So, that's her new thing. But this was a blast. We absolutely loved this. I thought it was totally rich in what we were learning, and the activities were so fun. I love how our little book had an activity embedded into it, and then I loved how we had the recipe. I mean, that really just made the day. But it really encompassed everything from geography to culture to foods, and I couldn't be more happy with this box. It really did encompass everything, even reading comprehension. I mean, it just covered everything. So I definitely recommend this for a geography study. Again, my kids are ages 4, 8, and 10 that I did this box with, and I think really those are perfect ages. So anywhere from 4 to 10, I mean, probably even 11, maybe 12, but definitely the 4 to 10-year-old range was a massive hit. So huge thumbs up for Womple Box, and I highly recommend it. But I hope that gave you a fun look inside what we were doing when we were studying about Argentina this month with our Womple Box. So thank you so much to Womple Box for sending us this box to review, and we thoroughly enjoyed it, as I hope you can tell from the pictures. If you have any questions, please put them down below, and I will be happy to answer them, and I'll talk with you soon.